Hello? Hello, everybody. Not actually sure how many people are here. It's the YouTube thingy is weird, but one day I'll have enough viewers and it won't matter. Okay. How are we all doing today? Hear you loud and clear. Oh, hey, Avi. Not quite going to be debating OgreBoy yet. That'll be later, as I think he has gone to the gym. But for now, we're just gonna vibe. And no, I just started Chase. Yeah, we're just gonna vibe, and I am going to torture myself. Yay! So, first thing we're gonna do, we're gonna check in with our good friend Kyle Kulinski. You know, see how he's doing. I don't know if don't know if he's doing okay or not. You know, he's kind of usual thing. So he's got. I mean, obviously, first thing we got to do is start with this. You know. Talking about Charlie Kirk again. And I'm only gonna well, this is 11 minutes, so I think we can probably do this. 1.5. You know. Oh yeah, I did check it out. You posted something in there about the Sinwar files, and then you said that I should get an Arabic translator on. Oh, but then you found an English thingy. Oh, instructions given by Yahya al-Sinwar for the October 7th, 2023 massacre. Anti-Intelligence and Terrorism Information Center. Israeli Intelligence Heritage and Commemoration Center. Is this trustworthy? This is Israeli. Is this Zionist propaganda? Did you just give me some Hasbara? It has photos from his notebook in Arabic. Oh, I see. Okay. Hey, Maruzzi. Yeah, we're gonna be debating OgreBoy later. Yes. Well, I mean, you know what? If it's got photos from his notebook, maybe I can get like Sev or someone else in here to have a look at that, because now I'm actually quite curious about this. Because this does look super interesting. Let's see here. So first, I will turn this off because I know that it probably is kind of obnoxious, but you know. Oh, does it have like entire photos, or is it just like partial photos from his notebook? Anything new in stream suggestions? No, Chase, it's like it's something Avi gave me something that looked really interesting. Oh, yeah, I see. Yeah, there are snippets in here. I mean, this still might be worth looking at. Like, I'm not gonna like immediately dismiss it, but I do think it would be interesting to see translations of these, or at least to have someone like read them over, you know? Yes, Chase, I know. Although I don't know if I'm going to go over what you sent or not. I think today is going to be an IP day mostly, except we're going to look at this first. But let me see. Who do I know here? Actually, I will. One sec. The Vosh video is IP related. Yeah, I know. And you know what? I'll get to that because we're also going to get to Kyle's reaction, although I suspect they'll be the same. But before we do that, let's watch this video while I wait for Sev or Dante to show up in my waiting room. Okay. Let me know if the audio and everything is okay.
All right, so as you all know, I've been covering in detail the aspects of the Charlie Kirk killing, and what became very clear very quickly is that
you mean you've been exposing your audience to insane amounts of conspiracy theories for those sweet views. This video already has more views than your average video, 647,000 views. This is from 3 days ago. I'm sure that the amount of views will go up considerably as you as this continues to be up. I think the last one got to over 1 million. How long until he brings up Israel? Oh, we'll see, because this is him covering the Candace Owens texts. Yeah, happy Thanksgiving, TRC. That's right, I forgot. Today it's Canadian Thanksgiving. Woo boy. That's probably why Toby isn't around. We have our Thanksgiving much earlier in the year. Anyway, go ahead, Kyle.
the official story makes less than no sense. It's actually
Oh, right. I'm an idiot, and this isn't working because it never does when I switch monitors. Hold on. Ugh. There we go. Now it's working, and now y'all can see Kyle.
insulting to everybody's intelligence. Even if you're paying minimal attention to the story, it is insulting to your intelligence what Kash Patel and the FBI are trying to get away with, what the official narrative is.
Why has nobody... I feel like... I'm just going to keep hammering this over and over again. Like, I hate this conspiracy crap. It's so obviously stupid. If Kash Patel was lying about literally everything, I feel like somebody would have leaked it by now. Just like if 9/11 was an inside job, somebody would have leaked that too. There are still good people at the FBI. If the entire story was made up, if Tyler Robinson didn't do it, then, like, somebody surely would have leaked it by now. I understand not trusting Kash Patel, and he has obviously botched this whole thing by refusing to shut the fuck up and stop being on Twitter and... Oh, hello. Do you have thoughts? Hello. Aw. Why does he look sunburnt? Well, you know, he's very white. I didn't know until recently that Canadians had a Thanksgiving. Yes, Chase, we do. Didn't Candace bring receipts? Yeah, she did bring receipts, but her receipts don't... Like, it's stupid. All her receipts prove is that Charlie was torn about, like, being overly supportive of Israel because he's trying to appeal to young people, and a lot of young people don't like Israel. That's it. That's all that it proves. It proves absolutely nothing else. And you know what? I accept that. That's not hard to believe, but it's so strange that these people keep bringing up. I mean, he might think, wait, what do you mean that the e-collar? Yeah, maybe he does think it's Photoshop. I have no idea. To be completely honest with you, I don't feel like super strongly about that whole thing. I mean, I do, like, it sucks. I feel like the shot collar isn't even the worst part of that story. It's the fact that it pointed out other possible issues with Hassan. Like the fact that I think it's very strange that his dog basically stays in the exact same spot for like 4 hours every single day on his stream, or maybe not every single day, but quite frequently. And I think that that is a much more obvious criticism. I don't know about, obviously the Yelp thing was very, very sad and hard to listen to. And if he did indeed shock her so hard that it was, that like it caused that to happen, and it wasn't that she didn't just snag her paw or whatever the hell else it was, then like that's obviously not good either. Like his reaction to it was very weird. Like, yeah, I mean, I just think it's weird too that people are just rushing to defend him. Like, why don't you just say like, you know what? Yeah, it's kind of bad, but it's not. A shot collar like a gun is not inherently bad. It's how you use it. Yeah, basically. Like that is something that I have taken away from what not Ruffington, the guy said when he came on stream and other such people. But yeah, and like other dog trainers that have been around or that have talked about it, or other people who know a bunch of stuff about dogs. I think that like Not So Erudite did a pretty good breakdown of the whole thing too, where she discussed it, because she has also been around a lot of dogs, and her main takeaway was that it was very strange that Kaya is basically sitting in the same spot all the time. But don't you see, Kalinda, criticizing Hassan on literally anything means you support genocide? Yes, you're right. I'm so sorry. I forgot about that. You know, we can't criticize everyone who's criticizing Hassan is only doing it because he's pro-Palestine. That's right. Yes.
So as we pointed out a number of times, according to the official story, he changed like 3 times. Nobody can explain why. According to the official story, he assembled and disassembled a weapon, the 30-06, an old 30-06. It's very difficult to assemble and would.
No, Kyle, my God, the weapon is not called a 30-06. That's the pistol. Or, sorry, that's the round. That's the round, you dumb fuck. Don't make me get SDA in here to rage about how you are a retard and don't know anything about guns. Jesus. I don't even know that much about guns, but at least I can retain the information that I've been told by people who do.
Require a tool and time. He disassembled it and reassembled.
Also, apparently it's possible to do it in about 1 to 2 minutes. So
it like 3 different times. Even at one point, allegedly doing the shooting, disassembling it instead of just running, disassembling it, putting it in his backpack, running into the woods, and then reassembling it.
Honestly, you know what? That seems really weird. I feel like the actual answer to that is that he never reassembled it and that the FBI did it. But I don't know. And like maybe like they reassembled it so they could take a picture of it. I like that whole thing is very weird to me. Like you can definitely like find some weird issues with this story, but that doesn't mean that Tyler Robinson is innocent or that he didn't do it.
It doesn't make sense. That shit does not make sense. So, and those are just some of the.
You have Israel wallpaper. Yeah, it's Jerusalem. I think Jerusalem's a beautiful city. And because we're going to be doing, today's an IP day for the most part, I figured why not, you know, let's be a little bit LARPy. I've never been there. I'd like to go. What chat do you use for emotes? What do you mean, Spider? I don't know what you mean. I don't really have emotes because I'm not monetized on YouTube yet, but the YouTube chat is like my primary chat, unless you think I should be using Discord chat instead. What is the chat that shows the emotes as well? Oh, it's just YouTube chat that shows like YT emotes are shown in my YouTube chat. Sorry, I don't know what you're asking. If you want to come in and try to explain it to me, you can on The Voice. I believe I gave you perms, but anyway.
Things that don't make sense. The decoys in the audience don't make sense. There was one guy on campus with a pellet.
Nobody said, why are people assuming that those are decoys? Where does this conspiracy come from? Has anybody said anything about this? This feels like a conspiracy, this notion that there are decoys in the audience. Like, those are just idiots who reacted. There was, like, those 2 people, that one weird old guy who, like, said that he did it and then said he didn't do it, but also, here's all the CP on my phone. And then that other weird guy, or then that other, and then I think there was, like, one other guy who shouted, like, and I do it again or something, and everyone thought it was him. Like, that was it. It was just, like, fucking trolls. Like, why are people assuming that these people were decoys? You're just jumping to this conclusion. Like, I feel like this is, like, how a lie gets started, because that became a rumor at the very beginning. Is it just me, or has Kyle gotten better looking but more insane? I don't know. Like, I think well, his hair has obviously dyed. So, but I mean, I remember, I feel like Kyle, the way he looks hasn't changed that much, except for the color of his hair. Oh yeah, and like he has a beard now, and I don't think that he did like several years ago, but I'd have to look back.
Gun that looked like a real gun. He was one of the decoys. People don't even talk about that guy much anymore. There was that other old guy who was a decoy who just happened to also be at other previous historic events of similar magnitude to this. And so, you know, people have pointed out the story. It just doesn't add up. Even the the entrance wound, exit wound type stuff. The original story was the bullet ricocheted off the top of his bulletproof vest and.
Okay, I'm pretty sure that none of this was the original story, unless it was. Like, I don't think that anyone. Hold on. Charlie Kirk shooting, first press conference. Full press conference on the Charlie Kirk shooting. Is this the original? 1 month ago. September 12th. With a high degree of certainty we have him. No, that's not the one I want. I want the initial press conference. Like the very first one, not the one where they talk about how they got Tyler Robinson. Okay, yes, this is it, September 10th.
Hello, everyone. I'm Bo Mason, Commissioner for the Utah Department of Public Safety.
Mono? Really? Why do these people... Ugh, whatever.
Today at approximately 12:20 Mountain Standard Time, political influencer Charlie Kirk was shot at an event at Utah Valley University. He was taken by private vehicle to Tippecanoe Hospital, where he later passed. The Utah Department of Public Safety will be co-leading this criminal investigation to find this killer, along with the Federal Bureau of Investigation. We're working in unison with the County Sheriff's Office, the local police department, and the University Police Department, all of which have been very
I've seen the Charlie Kirk rap song. I don't know. I don't want to watch mega cringe. I was just curious. I just wanted to check in with Kyle.
cooperative and fully engaged in this process. Shortly after the shooting, we did have a suspect in custody, George Zinn, but he was released from custody after we identified that he did not match the shooting suspect and was not an accurate person of interest. However, he has been booked into the county jail by Utah Valley University Police Department for obstruction of justice. We do still have an active investigation for the person of interest. This incident occurred with a large crowd around. There was one shot fired and one victim. While the suspect is at large, we believe this was a targeted attack towards one individual. This is a tragic moment in our state and our country. As we heal, we encourage everyone who's struggling with news of the incident to call 988, our state mental health crisis line. In addition to that, our partners with the FBI will also be discussing other ways we can communicate through the public for tips and other information. Thank you.
Good afternoon. On behalf of the FBI, we extend our sincerest condolences to the family and friends of Charlie Kirk. Our thoughts are also with the people who witnessed this traumatic event. We know that what you experienced was very difficult. Our thoughts are with you as well. As soon as we heard about the shooting, special agents and personnel from the Salt Lake Field Office responded immediately.
I just want to see if they...
to this investigation, including tactical, operational, investigative, and intelligence. To be clear, the FBI will fully support and co-lead this investigation alongside with our partners. We are working on setting up a digital media tip line, and as soon as it's established, we'll get that information out to everyone. I know there's a lot of questions. This is very much an active case, and this investigation is in its early stages. We are following all the leads and all the evidence. If anyone has any information, please report it to the FBI or local law enforcement. Thank you.
On behalf of President Jimenez, who we've been communicating with, and she's on her way back right now, I say that on behalf of Utah Valley University, we are shocked and saddened by the tragic passing of Charlie Kirk. We express our sincere condolences to the Kirk family. We agree with our students, faculty, and staff who bore witness to this unspeakable tragedy. He was invited by the Student Turning Point USA to speak on our campus. We firmly believe that UVU is a place to share ideas and to debate openly and respectfully. Any attempt to infringe on those rights has no place here. We do not condone any form of violence at UVU and seek to make our campus a safe place for all.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us on this dark and tragic.
By the way, I just gotta say, it is like, it's very funny. Like, these people all seem like are like a bazillion times more professional than Pam Bondi was when she got up a couple days ago and did that incredibly cringe press conference where she made it all insanely partisan and talked about left-wing radicals and all this other crazy shit.
Occasion. I want to thank our law enforcement officers who are leading this investigation, starting with Chief Long and his response here with the UVU Police Department. We're grateful for your leadership and your team, and again to the speakers that you've just heard from who are co-leading this investigation. I also want to recognize Sheriff Mike Smith, who has been an invaluable partner as this investigation moves forward. I've been in touch with President Trump, with FBI Director Kash Patel. We are completely aligned with our state and federal partners as we work through this case. Now, this is a dark day for our state. It's a tragic day for our nation. And I want to be very clear that this is a political assassination. We are celebrating 250 years of the founding of this great nation. That founding document, the Declaration of Independence.
Okay.
A husband and a dad to two young children. This is in this nation, here in the state of Utah, have been the place where truth and ideas, then that very constitutional foundation is threatened. Now, we have a person of interest in custody. The investigation is ongoing. But I want to make it crystal clear right now to whoever did this, we will find you. We will try you. And we will hold you accountable to the furthest extent of the law. And I just want to remind people that we still have the death penalty here in the state of Utah.
I don't care what his politics are, blah, blah, blah. To ask ourselves, is this blah, blah, the FBI director? Oh.
The FBI director is posting that a suspect is in custody. I would just like clarification. Do you or do you not have a suspected shooter in custody?
We have a person of interest in custody that is being interviewed right now. We do.
That is not George Zinn.
That is not George Zinn. That is correct.
So are you still searching for looking for another shooter or anybody else related?
Yes, we are actively looking for anyone and everyone who has any possible information relating to the shooting.
Can you tell us details about the suspect being taken into custody? Where? How long ago?
We cannot at this point, but we will get you that information when we can.
Is there believed to be a second individual involved in the shooting?
At this point, there is no information that would lead us to believe that there is a second person involved.
Can you guys talk about the possible shooter?
Do you want to talk about what we know there? Yeah.
Wow, I heard something in my other ear, but then it stopped
The only
immediately.
information we have on the suspect, the possible shooter, is taken from closed-circuit TV here on campus. We do have that. We're analyzing it, but it is security camera footage, so you can kind of guess what the quality of that is. We do know dressed in all dark clothing. We don't have a much better description other than that.
Where's that shot came from?
The shot came from here on campus, from a location at a third, potentially from a roof, yes. A longer distance shot from a roof.
So clarify, with the security camera footage you have and the person interested in custody, does that match up?
That's what we're trying to decipher right now.
Did FBI or DHS have anything on the threat board this morning?
I can't speak.
I'll just say that the investigation is ongoing, and as soon as we have further information, we will be sure to release it.
Any indications of foreign intelligence involved?
As of now, I can't comment on any of that.
Can you talk a little about the security of the event itself? Who was there security-wise and what happens on these kind of events?
So my name is Jeff Long. I'm the police chief here at UVU, and I'll tell you right now, we're devastated. We're a small police department. We have a very large campus. We have over 40,000 students, and we love our students. We love our visitors, and we're
Okay, yeah, like unless somebody else is gonna like kind of prove it yes, Conduit, I am debating OgreBoy later. That is a thing that I will be doing. Probably if he comes by, but yes, he told me that he was gonna go to the gym, and yeah, so I don't know what Kyle is talking about. I feel like what Kyle is doing here, actually, no, I know what Kyle is doing here. What Kyle is doing here when he says, like, first the story was that the bullet ricocheted, what he's doing is he is confusing Twitter theories with what investigators actually said. And he's either doing this knowingly so that he can lie, or he's just a dumbass who does not remember things. But I do not think, I don't think that at any point the official story ever said that the bullet ricocheted off of Charlie Kirk and hit him in the neck. That was like a weird theory that people were saying on social media based on having watched the video 2,000 times. And yeah, so he's like, it's just...
Entrance wound, exit wound type stuff. The original story was the bullet ricocheted off the top of his...
I also don't think that anyone ever said anything about whether there was or wasn't an exit wound, because we never got the autopsy, and these kinds of questions just were not answered or spoken about, not officially anyway.
His bulletproof vest and went through his neck, and that's why the entrance wound was so large, because it wouldn't make sense. Like, that could not... An entrance wound is usually very small. The exit wound is usually the large thing. And so there had to be some sort of explanation. It wasn't a shot that just went in there, because it would have been a much smaller entrance wound.
I don't even think that that's necessarily true, but also, actually, now that I think about it, I don't know where this notion comes from that the entrance wound on Charlie Kirk was tiny, unless there was some witness to verify that. He bled a lot, but that's because of the, it hit the carotid artery, very likely. And that's why there was a bunch of blood, but it's not like, I don't, it's not, we don't have an autopsy. All of this stuff is just insane speculation that third parties have been doing. Nobody has said anything about this.
The bigger exit wound. And so we thought it was ricocheting off the bulletproof vest, but no, it turns out that was likely the exit wound, because there was no bulletproof vest. So just so many things don't add up. The way that the FBI tried to immediately blame it on trans everything, they moved the goalpost on the trans stuff. Oh, it was a trans shooter. No, it was a trans bullet. No.
I don't know if the FBI necessarily tried to do that. Although the prosecutors have certainly started talking about that weirdness. I do think that I do think that the FBI, or that that the conservatives definitely tried to do that. Like, that was something the conservatives were immediately saying. And that was also something that internally inside the, there was stuff about, what was written on the bullets about transgender ideology. Oh, yeah, the Utah authorities, I think they did promote that. Or at least I know the prosecutor immediately was coming out and saying stuff about, Robinson's roommate, but I don't believe that I heard anything about the shooter being trans from anybody except for like insane conservative commentators and Nancy Mace too.
Was a trans roommate to the person who did it or something. The text messages that were released, which were absolutely absurd, where you have Tyler Robinson texting like he's a fucking 55.
Yeah, and then of course Kyle just assumes that the text messages were absolutely fake. And I mean, you know what? Maybe parts of them were. I don't know. But again, I feel like if that was the case, somebody would have leaked it.
5-year-old filling in all the plot holes that the FBI would need to try to convict him. So you got all that going on. And then you have the creepy ass background story where it was the Gray Zone and Max Blumenthal. They wrote a number of articles getting into what was happening.
Alrighty, we are having a red flag here. If you think that the Gray Zone and Max Blumenthal are a trustworthy source, reminder that these are the same people who ran defense for Bashar al-Assad and denied the chemical weapons attacks. They are pro-Russia and they are pro-axis of resistance.
Happening behind the scenes with Charlie. And a lot of the stuff was very bizarre. You had Netanyahu in Israel offering, like over $100 million or something like that for TPUSA, and Charlie had rejected that.
Also, I'm pretty sure that there was, I think that there was a thing that came out a while ago about the Gray Zone getting like, I think it was, what was it, Iranian money? It was either Iranian money or it was Russian money. Gray Zone, Iranian money. I'm just going to look this up because... Oh yeah, it was in the Washington Post. Yeah. Yeah, this was it. News site editors' ties to Iran, Russia show misinformation's complexity. Experts say an overlap in funding underscores concern that the spread of falsehoods and propaganda online is entering a more complicated stage as the November election draws closer. Yeah, I remember when this happened and everybody was lost their minds. Also, Virgil being a pedophile. Oh, yeah. Didn't Virgil disappear from the internet and never return? Yeah, I know Blumenthal also denied rapes on 10/7 and claimed the IDF killed. Yeah, I know. No, Max Blumenthal is a loon. Oh, okay, because I wasn't, because I remember a conduit that Virgil was doing he was doing a show, that Bad Faith podcast with Brianna Joy Gray. Yeah, his photo is still on Brianna's podcast header. And then after the allegations came out, he just dropped off the face of the internet. He just disappeared. Hacked emails and other documents from the Iranian government-funded Press TV show payments of thousands of dollars to Wyatt Reed, a writer who is now a Washington-based editor for the online publication Gray Zone. In addition, the site's founder, Max Blumenthal, regularly appears on Russian television and once accepted a trip to Moscow for a celebration of Russian state-controlled video network, RT, that featured Vladimir Putin. Yeah, like, I would not trust a word out of any of these people's mouths. So but again, I guess it's not at all surprising that campist Kyle Kulinski over here thinks this stuff is based and awesome. Oh, apparently Max Blumenthal toured Tehran's aerospace park. This is from the Gray Zone's YouTube channel. Someone just DM'd this to me. Yeah, like, it just... Minecraft me. Kyle likes it. Anna Kasparian likes it. Yeah, I'm not surprised. I think Brianna ate him. Why didn't she take his photo off of her podcast header? The Gray Zone also claimed the Azov Battalion blew up the theater in Mariupol. Yeah, I'm not surprised. They probably spew like all the Russian propaganda.
Charlie had rejected a trip to Israel. There were donors who were really very bizarre. You had Netanyahu in Israel offering, like over $100 million or something like that for TPUSA, and Charlie had rejected that. Charlie had rejected a trip to Israel. There were donors who were really pissed at him for having Dave Smith and Tucker Carlson at these TPUSA events and sort of entertaining these more...
Well, you see, Conduit, how could they even remotely claim that, you ask? You see, Russia claims this. Like, or at least, I'm not sure. Actually, I think they probably did claim that. Russia has claimed that, as far as Mariupol is concerned, when they bombed a maternity ward in Mariupol, they then turned around and claimed that it was actually Ukraine that did it. Or they claimed that it was a false flag, I think was it. Or that the people outside were crisis actors. They had like various sorts of conspiracies. Russia is very bad at doing propaganda, and they just will lie about stuff. And it seems that their sycophants will pick it up. I mean, I had a long argument with a couple of Vatniks on Twitter, one of whom was utterly ridiculous and made all kinds of insane conspiracies. I learned a whole bunch of conspiracies about like the things that Vatniks claim. It was very funny. But yeah. I do think it's kind of important to take into account certain biases that people have like that, to understand that like the gray zone is not at all a trustworthy source. And so it's really like annoying to see Kyle citing them as if they are. Is Vatnik just tanky spelled? No. Vatnik is a derogatory term that is used by people for insane Russian propagandist or Russia supporter. I don't remember exactly. I don't know exactly what it translates to. But that's, yeah, it's typically just used when referring to Russia supporters or Russia simps, you know.
Or anti-Israel right-wing ideas, as opposed to the typical, old school neocon right-wing idea of like Republicans always support Israel. And so it's just a lot of stuff that's sketchy. Well, guess what? We just got some new text messages that were released by Candace Owens.
I don't understand how this is sketchy. Like, this is only sketchy, Kyle, if you're absolutely obsessed with trying to find a conspiracy. If you think that like it is likely that Israel killed Charlie, which makes zero sense whatsoever. Why would Israel kill Charlie Kirk? If Israel was going to be killing like political people in the United States, that list is so long, and there are so many other people that they would start with. Oh, hey, that guy doesn't exist. He is another streamer from the Loner Core community, and you should go sub to his channel. He's there in chat. Everyone wave to him. Hello, Feli, or Feli.
Now, what's interesting, I know Candace Owens by herself is not a great source. That's a fact. However, this was actually verified by Charlie Kirk's like best friend and business partner, which I'll show you in a minute.
This is like a nothing burger. Oh my God. Like, yeah, political, Trump mega propagandist dude who's trying to recruit the youths is having like trouble with the fact that the youths don't all support Israel and largely are anti-Israel. And in order to gather from the said youths, he's going to need to, like be on their level, at least somewhat. This is in no way surprising.
So here are a tweet or text, I should say, in a group chat that Charlie sent 2 days before he was killed. Ready? Charlie said this: just lost another huge Jewish donor, $2 million a year because we won't cancel Tucker. I'm thinking of inviting Candace. Ugh. Charlie says, Jewish donors play into all the stereotypes. I cannot and will not be bullied like this, leaving me no choice but to leave the pro-Israel cause. Now, let me just pause to point out a couple things here. What does it say about Charlie that as long as he was getting money from pro-Israel donors, he was willing to be a pro-Israel sycophant?
I mean, I think it's yeah, okay. Are you yeah, it doesn't say great things about him, honestly. But I don't think that it was even about the donors. I think that this is emblematic of the larger problem that he was dealing with here, where he was getting pressure from other people around him, like Candace Owens, but he was also getting pressure as well from the fact that the people that he was trying to appeal to did not like Israel. And eventually he was going to run into trouble if he kept trying to appeal to those people while continuing to like be insanely pro-Israel. Because that he's like, a lot of the young people on the right are like populists or groypers or groyper adjacent. And it doesn't really, so this is so stupid.
That tells me he's a whore. He's a political whore. And you can pay for his opinions, right? Billionaire.
I mean, that is in some ways kind of true, but not entirely. It's basically only true in terms of like right-wing stuff. As long as you're like mega, maybe you could probably do that. But actually, this doesn't even necessarily look like to be the case, because he was thinking of abandoning them based on like, the fact that he didn't like the way that they were responding to things that he wanted to do. So I don't know that you could pay for his opinions. I think that his views on Israel were sincere, that he was sincerely pro-Israel. Like, I don't think Charlie Kirk was a grifter, not really. He was just, but he obviously cared more about his opinions than he did about democracy.
Can pay for his support. That's what that tells me. And that's inevitable. Don't even try to weasel out of that. That's just a fact. That's the inevitable conclusion. That is the basic logic of what he's saying here. When they were paying me, yeah, sure, I have no problem being with the call.
No, Kyle, that's just what you want to see, because you absolutely because that you have the donor class blinders on.
But now, I don't know, they just cut off two.
Oh, hey, Toby. Happy Thanksgiving. I'm kind of surprised that you're here. Or maybe you don't celebrate. Is today actually Thanksgiving? I don't actually know. Oh no, Thanksgiving is tomorrow. That's right. Tomorrow is Thanksgiving Day. Hello, I don't celebrate Thanksgiving. LOL. Yeah, completely fair. I didn't know either. Yeah, I completely forgot. I'm like completely isolated from all of this. Yeah. Okay.
$1 million, so that gives me more incentive to get away from the pro Israel cause.
Oh yeah, yeah, Conduit is here in chat. Everyone, of course, say hello to Conduit. Conduit's awesome. And he makes amazing videos where he tortures himself by watching, like, incredibly awful content for a whole week.
Well, I don't know. The thing that should have given you the incentive to get away from the pro Israel cause was maybe the genocide that's been live
Oh my
streamed in front of our eyes
God.
for the past.
All right, we're doing it. We're doing it. If we're gonna react to this kind of shit, we're doing it. Bingo card maker. Okay. Genocide. 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 Settler. APAC/donors. Imperialism. Neocons. And I need one more. No, we're not just, I mean, like, I suppose we could go with that, but hold on. Yeah, the military industrial complex one could be one, but oh shoot, I forgot. My Discord, not yours. Hold on, there we go. I don't want to annoy people. Thank you. I was about to check. Yeah, no, we're all gonna we're all gonna play we're all gonna play bingo when as we watch like leftist slop. Okay, wait. White supremacy. Because it's gonna like randomly order this. I think that's probably genocide, genocide, white supremacy. Okay, yeah, there we go. Warning, you have duplicate words. All right, fine. It's not just Greater Israel. I don't want to say war crimes, but oh yeah. Oh, wait. I forgot one. Zionists. Obviously. Jeez. Oh, yeah, you're right. There's also that one too. You know what? We're going to replace imperialism because that can just go under, there. All right. What? I swear I've used this before. I don't actually know how well this will work or not, but okay, there we go. I pinned it. So yes, we can all play at home. All right. Let's go, Kyle. Okay.
2 fucking years? Maybe that should have been the thing, not I lost $2 million from a donor. But having said that,
Oh, right. Yes, I forgot. Okay, so we've already got donors and we've got genocide.
this is ironclad proof that he was, according to him in his own words, I'm leaving the
Oh, and neocons.
pro-Israel cause. Now, if you're Netanyahu and you're Israel, and you look at this, Netanyahu has said publicly, the most important thing for us is to make sure we hold the Republican voters, the Republican Party. So if we lose Republicans, we lose everything, right? Because Democrats are gone. Democratic voters fucking hate you. They're never coming back. We hate the fucking genocide. It's over among Democrats. They've come out as very right-wing. Likud and Netanyahu.
I mean, that's not necessarily true. That's just what you think. That's just how your people feel. Like, the majority of Americans still support 2 states.
Tend to be bipartisan. Now they're very, very right-wing. And polls show young Republican voters are more anti-Israel than pro-Israel. It's not by a crazy margin. It's like maybe 55% or so are more anti-Israel than pro-Israel. But Netanyahu looks at that, and so in his mind, he thinks the future of Israel is tied to continued U.S. support. We've already given them $38 billion of support. The future of Israel is tied to continued U.S. support, and the continued U.S. support needs to come from one of the 2 major political parties, the Republicans. And so the Democrats are gone. We have to keep the Republicans. Young Republicans are turning on us. So what would be very important in his mind? I don't know, maybe the head of the youth wing of the propaganda movement for the Republicans, namely Charlie Kirk. Like, that was his job. I'm the propaganda minister for young Republicans. That's basically his job. I'm a wing of MAGA that's doing the dirty work and the propaganda efforts to keep young people right wing and on board. And if Charlie Kirk were to go full Dave Smith or full Tucker Carlson, I think Netanyahu views that as an existential threat to the project of Israel.
Really? And so you think that he had him killed for it? Is that like that? That's where this is leading. It's just so ridiculous. There are so many. Like, why?
I think he does. Because if you know Democrats are going to cut off your money at some point, and if you lose young Republicans are going to cut off your money at some point, what are you going to do? Where's your $38 billion come from? Where's your Iron Dome come from? Where's all your fucking weapons and shit come from? Where's your ammunition come from? Where's your backing at the UN come from, right?
Israel doesn't immediately collapse if the U.S. cuts off support.
Now, by the way, somebody responded, please don't invite Candace. That might feel good short term, but it's not good long term, in my opinion. Like all groups, you're going to get a wide variety of opinions. That nasty free will thing that God bestowed on us makes life frustrating at times. So I believe one of the only...
Yeah, a good reason not to have invited Candace, Charlie, is because she is an anti-Semite. Like just a straight up anti-Semite. If you invite her, you may as well invite Nick Fuentes.
I think it can't say it was like 9 people in this group chat. One of them is this guy, Josh Hammer. Josh Hammer is this guy who's a pro-Israel Zionist. He debated Dave Smith at one of the TPUSA events. That, I'm sure, was one of the things that pissed off these pro-Israel donors and made them cut off all this money to Charlie. Absolutely crazy stuff. All right, so I got more for you. So here is, just to verify that these texts are indeed real, this is Charlie Kirk's best friend and business partner. He comes out and says, yeah, the texts are real. Watch.
Started the show to address some of the things that have been going around on public, namely about a group text chain that has been made known and released by Candace Owens. And I just want to address it head on because, that was a screen grab that I had shared with people. So it is authentic. And I want to go into.
Yeah, Candace, yeah, you're right, Chase. It is. It is just like, this is just like anti-Semitism because they're so obsessed with Israel. The only, the thing about that too is that, like, Candace Owens is also, like, she was the first person, I think, to make it about Israel. Because, of course, she was. Because she is obsessed with Israel.
To it because I actually am really excited that the truth is out there.
And with Jews.
Yeah, I'm sure you are. I'm sure you're excited about that. All right, then we also have Candace comes out and says the following as well. Here we go.
3 people told me off record. 2 people who have this in a written communication from Charlie. One who is a Turning Point USA donor, and I would say very much one of the white knights in this. The very day before Charlie Kirk died, he expressed that he thought he was going to be killed. He told these people, I think they're going to kill me. Okay. He did not express that to me. So I'm telling you this based off the testimony of 3 people. And I'm saying this because I hope that these people who I think are good will be inspired to come forward with that. Again, those conversations I had were off record. I honor that. If I say it's off record, it stays off record. But I'm hoping that watching what I am doing and feeling the energy that is rising across the world, people who want to know what the heck happened on 9/10.
Oh, yeah, exactly. Yes, Conduit, you're right. Like, it's just one argument and a completely understandable, like, issue that Charlie was facing in terms of trying to recruit more youths. But yeah,
and that, they will be brave and they will say, yeah, Charlie did the day before he died think he was going to be killed, and maybe tell us, who is they? Well, for once and for all, who is they? Who is the they that he thought were going to kill him?
So by the way, Candace, when somebody says off the record, that means you can't even do what you just did. Off the record means don't say anything about it publicly. Not, I'll say it publicly, but I won't give my source up. Off the record is like, don't say any of this on the record. So she let that cat out of the bag a little bit, but
we don't care.
Text a real man. That is fucking bizarre. Look, the only thing I'll say I'm convinced of is that the
also, it's not surprising that Charlie may have been paranoid or that he thought people were going to kill him, but he probably thought it was leftists. Hey, oh yeah, smugly tell off Candace Owens.
Official story is bullshit. That's the only thing I'm convinced of, is that the idea of, oh, it was Tyler Robinson and only Tyler Robinson and, the FBI happened to nail him. That's the only part of this. And I'm like, nope, that's bullshit. Now, who knows if they'll be able to get a conviction? Who knows if they'll have some corrupt-ass judge that they can just basically grant them a conviction?
Yeah, see, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter, Kyle. Like, you're never going to think that Tyler Robinson was the one who did it or that he acted alone because you've already just done it. You see, he's already done it. If they'll get some corrupt-ass judge, he is already, like, doing this thing where that's what he's going to say if they convict him. I doubt that it'll matter what evidence they present. He's just going to say it's all fake. Like, it... All I know is that the mayor of Magaville himself thinks something is up. So, wait, who's the mayor of Magaville? Are you talking about that Forgiato dude, that weird musician guy that you listen to a lot guy? Or not listen to as in like you enjoy, but whose content you react to. It's just stupid.
Without having to do their job properly. But I don't buy the official story. Anything else is, look, other things are on the table. And I don't know what the answer is, but obviously a lot of speculation.
Yes. There it is. There he goes. I don't know what the answer is, guys, but I'm just gonna quietly hint at the fact that it was probably Israel. I didn't say that, but I'm just asking questions. That's what we do here. I'm just asking questions. And God, I'm sure this video will get 1 million views just like the last 2 did.
Now is foreign intelligence. Now, by the way, this also is fishy as fuck. So now you have Anna Paulina Luna, the Republican congressman who's out there going, yeah, you know what? You're right. Foreign intelligence is involved. I think it's China. Really?
Oh, yeah, of course. Yeah, like, because it could never be China. Although that's also stupid. I don't know why, like, I feel like the only part in this that China might be playing or that Russia might be playing is, they might think that this is, or that they are probably contributing to misinformation through their many bots, and that's probably it.
Really? That's what we're going with? Somebody said China, somebody said Russia, like, what? What are you talking, what? Or maybe, was it Russia or Ukraine? But anyway, the Republicans are sort of scrambling, and the pro-Israel Republicans are sort of scrambling to be like, oh yeah, no, totally, bro. I mean, there was foreign intelligence involved, but it was China and stuff, bro. Come on, man. Now that, there's zero evidence for, you know what I'm saying? And to be...
There's also zero evidence for Israel being involved. All it is just a bunch of, isn't it weird? Isn't it weird is not evidence, Kyle.
Clear, there's no hard evidence that Israel was involved in this either.
Thank you for acknowledging that. Not that it matters, because that you, he's going to say, but, isn't he?
Everything that we're talking about to this point is circumstantial, not hard evidence, and you would need hard evidence to actually draw some firm conclusions. Having said that, I understand all the speculation, I understand all the chatter, because this shit, the official story does not add the fuck up at all, and now this is validating what the narrative was from early on.
He's literally doing it. You're so irresponsible. You're just blasting this out to your audience of like 2 million viewers. Having said that means but. Yes, it does. Like,
you know, people were saying, hey man,
we're just asking questions, guys.
He was going to turn on Israel, and they didn't like that, and then he was riding Israel's nuts nonstop up until the day he died, but here's him saying, I might have to leave the pro-Israel cause 2 days before he died. Certainly, at the very least, a bizarre coincidence. I'll say that. Hey, y'all, do me a favor and like and subscribe. It helps out big time in the algorithm. Click the bell as well for notifications.
It's so weird. Isn't it weird, guys? Isn't it weird? This is jank level coverage. No, I will not. Fuck off. Yeah, I won't either. Unfortunately, though, Conduit, we're not done with Kyle yet. Although we are done with, well, kind of. Actually, we're not quite done. You see, I'm just kind of want to check in here with Kyle. You're giving me ideas. What? Wait, really? What? Like you're gonna watch Kyle Kulinski for 1 week? Like and subscribe to the stream. Oh yes, please like the stream, guys. Emergency breaking. Venezuelan war inevitable. Maybe? That's entirely possible. Although I don't know. I don't know if Trump can really get away with putting boots on the ground in Venezuela. Hold on. Where is it? Or wait, maybe. Oh yeah, no, I've got it here. Okay. This is going to be fun. And by fun, I mean this is going to hurt a lot. Bush had to lie about WMDs to get votes for Iran. What can Trump possibly justify? I mean, he's just claiming that he's making the claim that I think, what is it? Is it Maduro? Yeah, it's Maduro in Venezuela, I think. That he's making the claim that Maduro is like colluding with the drug cartels or something like that. The Venezuelan cartels. But I don't know. Unfortunately, I think it's quite a bit different. Yeah, Maduro's in Venezuela. I think it's quite a bit different nowadays. Like he'll just be able to get away with it. He'll very likely just be able to get away with it. Which is really, really shitty. But you know, Melee in Argentina, yeah. Seacock. Oh, God damn it, I can't remember that guy's name. Bolsonaro is the guy in Brazil, or he was the guy in Brazil until he was removed in a CIA-backed coup, according to the leftists that you would ask them. Okay. Strap in, folks.
All right, guys, so I am losing my mind over here because Trump just did this event where he announced
I had to go live right from my couch. I needed to rant about this.
Peace in the Middle East between Israel and Gaza. And
by the way, I just want to say, just like straight off the top, the guy in El Salvador who looks like, oh, hey, Mina. Hey. The guy in El Salvador who looks like the guy who would be a dictator with how well manicured he is, despite having completely dead eyes. I think he calls himself like a dictator. Like he just straight up just says that. But I just want to say that I think it's very funny that Trump and Vance are selling the Gaza deal as peace in the Middle East. Between Israel and Gaza, no one else, Kyle. It's very funny to me that every single time Trump and Vance come out and talk about this, it's peace in the Middle East. Just like, and when they signed the Abraham Accords, they did the same thing too. Like, that was all the conservative talking points were like, Trump got peace in the Middle East because of the Abraham Accords. Meanwhile, the Taliban in Pakistan, oh yeah, I heard about that. I'll have to look that up later. So, I mean... There is a theoretical through line of that being the case. However, it's them, so it's entirely accidental. What, the peace in the Middle East thing? I mean, yeah, it's just... it's like I don't know, they're just exaggerating this to blow it up. Like, no, it's not. You're still not closer to getting peace in the Middle East. It's a thing. Oh, hey, Funky Tortoise. Hope you're having a great Equatorial Guinea Independence Day. Only IP exists. Yes, that's right, Mina. No one cares about anything else. Get the other countries to stop caring that Israel exists. That settles a lot of problems. Yes, it would be nice if, like, a lot of people stopped caring that Israel existed. Okay.
I saw that the White House tweeted out their, I think it was like a 16-point plan or 20-point plan on here's how we're going to have peace between Israel and the Palestinians. And so they're doing this event, and I sat...
Well, technically Israel and Gaza, but anyway.
And I read through, all the bullet points. And as I got to the end of it, I was like, why am I wasting my time reading this? Like, none of this is real. They're not going to do any of this. So Trump at one point says that if Hamas rejects the deal, then Netanyahu has my full backing to do what he's got to do, which is just, wink and a nod to like, yeah, go ahead, finish the genocide, finish the ethnic cleansing. And to this point, there's been a number of peace deals that were on the table, and virtually every one Hamas accepted. Even
what? 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 Are you fucking serious? Did this guy not watch the Jeremy Diamond interview? What? Hamas is over here like, we will never give up our weapons. What are you talking about? That is not true. Like, Hamas has largely been the sticking point, as I understand it, for like, because they don't want to leave. When he says that at this point, it doesn't matter what Hamas does with the hostages. Where he says at this point, it doesn't, because Israel will kill everyone. And oh, wait, does he actually say that in here? Oh, God. Okay.
Ones that had incredibly unfavorable terms for them. And Israel would be the one that rejects the deals.
Like, what? I'm sorry, okay? And I'm going to argue this to OgreBoy later as well, too. I think that the idea that Hamas gets to stay in power at all is complete bullshit. Because all they're going to do is the same shit again. They're going to wait 10 years, build up Gaza, and then they're going to do October 7th again, if they can get away with it. Like, they are not a good partner for peace. They need to get the fuck out. Like, they are not... The Gazans don't like them. Gazans don't want them there. It's so stupid. That, like, this idea that they get to do what they did and then they get to stay in power. Like, even Gazans don't want them there either. If you care about, like, Palestinians, then you shouldn't be, like, simping for Hamas like this and acting like it's okay for Hamas to stick around and to stay armed when all they're going to do is continue the cycle.
Now, the dishonest thing is that both Israel and Trump and the U.S. government...
They live in different reality. Don't let yourself get affected by their psychic warfare. Yeah, I'm trying not to, but oh my God.
As Israel was rejecting peace deals, they would dishonestly pretend like Hamas was rejecting the peace deals. This happened a number of times. I remember Dropsite News and Ryan Grimm and Jeremy Scahill.
Oh, yes. Such fantastic sources. Yes, these guys who interview Hamas dudes who are going to, like, just lie and say different things than what they would say when they're talking to Arabic media. Meanwhile, these motherfuckers are going on Al Jazeera talking about how we must continue the fight and how they'll never give up their weapons. While they sit comfortably in Qatar and tell, like, innocent Gazans to just keep going. Just keep fighting, guys. Please, just keep dying so that we can, like, continue to, like, use your bodies as propaganda in Western media.
They were reporting on it. I mean, there was literally a deal on the table where Hamas said, we will put down our weapons and leave Gaza. And Israel said, no, we don't want that term. And the reason why they didn't want it is because then they don't have that permanent boogeyman that they could point to. And they could say, like...
Okay, what is he talking about here? Like, I have never heard any instance of Hamas saying that they will put down their weapons and leave Gaza. I don't think that's true. Is he talking about like what Ryan Scahill said? Because I think that like that was in there, but he was like, it was really weird and cagey. Like, Mina, that was a suggestion by Israel. Yeah, that is my understanding as well too. That it was a suggestion by that Israel, like that this is where these two sides are at loggerheads, because Israel wants Hamas to leave and Hamas doesn't want to leave, and that's part of the problem. Like right now, my prediction for what's going to happen in this current deal is what's going to occur probably, or at least what I think what Netanyahu wants to do is that once they get the hostages back, it wouldn't surprise me if as Hamas continues to drag their feet on the disarming part, that like Bibi will just renew hostilities once the hostages are released. Like they'll just go back in and continue in order to like take out Hamas and like forcefully implement the rest of the deal. Now, I don't know if he actually has the power to do that. I don't know, like if maybe some of the Israelis in chat have thoughts on this. I suspect that it's entirely possible that he does not actually have the power to do that, or that he won't be able to win enough support to do it, because Israelis are exhausted with the war and they probably do not want it to continue. And like, I feel like that would be, I think going in and taking out Hamas would be morally correct, but I sure as fuck don't trust Bibi to do it, because I know that he doesn't give a fuck. He and all the people around him don't care about civilian casualties. And so if they went back in there, they would just kill a whole bunch more people because they don't care. And so hopefully that won't happen, because I think by this point, like, I'm pretty sure that the IDF is exhausted, the Israeli public is exhausted, and they just want this to be over. They want their hostages back, and they want to like close this chapter, basically. But I don't know. So it just feels like there'll just be a return to status quo once the hostages are released, unless something can be done. I hope the full deal goes through and Egypt and Jordan get into deal with Hamas. Yeah, like it would be nice if like the rest of the Arab world like pressured Hamas hard enough to get them out. That would be great. Because unfortunately, the other shitty problem about this is, and we're already seeing it happen, Hamas is already like Hamas is already going in and killing people who are opposed to them. Like in Gaza City, I think they killed like the leaders of one of the clans there. And so like that really sucks. So yeah, like they're gonna like basically reassert control. And like the fact that they are behaving like this already indicates that that is what they intend to do. By the way, you missed Fire's take about how basically all Israelis are the same and the Israeli government is an accurate representation of them. Oh yeah, Mina, I heard about that. That was what got him banned. Yeah, for those of you who don't know, there's like a guy in Loner Court who's been being very spicy, and we decided to let him back in, and now he's in gay baby jail arguing with people, which is very funny.
Look, there's not a partner for peace on that side. So, I mean, they were given every single thing they wanted. I mean, it was, what was it, like, within a week or two of October 7th, there was a deal on the table to return all the hostages. And
oh, yeah, and then there's also this, too. Like Kyle thinks that it makes realistic sense to ask Israel to set the standard of, oh, you can just go in and do a huge terrorist attack, kill a fuckload of people, and then run away, and then because we have hostages, you have to you can't attack us, and we'll just trade the hostages back, and just leave us alone. Like that just.
Israel said no, and these are not things that you hear. Mainstream media doesn't report on this. People don't.
Yes, yeah, they don't, because like what you're saying is largely like bullshit, and like Hamas was kind of all over the place about that too.
Don't talk about this, but these are all verifiable facts. And so as I'm reading through the list of the proposals for peace for today, I'm going, well, first of all, if you take everything at face value, it sounds like this stuff sounds fine. It sounds like, oh yeah, we're gonna, it'll actually be peace, and we're gonna have this independent board that does technocratic work and administers like the rehabilitation of Gaza and the reconstruction of all this stuff. Like it all, if you just take.
Wait, oh, XQC got social lib. I mean, that's not surprising. Spider, he does seem like that.
At face value, you read through it and you go, okay, all right, fair enough, right? But none of it is real, and I'm going to be pulling my hair out over the next 2 or 3 days, watching the reaction, because Trump is a master at working the media. And think about what he did here. What he did here is he made it so that like CNN and the Nightly News and Fox News and all these different people will be like, oh, he's a peacemaker, and look at how much he's handling this, and he has this detailed plan, and he got Netanyahu to agree to it. And what they don't know is it's all fucking kayfabe bullshit. It's all fake. None of it is real. They're going to go right back to doing the genocide. They're going to go right back to doing the ethnic cleansing. What's going to happen this time is what happened every other time, which is Netanyahu is going to say that Hamas did not abide by the terms of the agreement, and then they're going to go right back to carpet bombing.
And like, if Hamas refuses to disarm, Kyle, and Netanyahu does go back in there, which, by the way, is pretty up in the air, given I don't know that the Israeli public it actually has the appetite for that, and I don't know that he has the popular support to do that. But let's say that he did do that. Any thoughts on Turkey being part of the security force? Well, they've been threatening to invade Israel throughout the war. Turkey's been threatening to invade Israel. I mean, Turkey's a NATO ally. I'm not necessarily. Is Turkey actually confirmed to be part of the security force? Because I mean, I feel like that's probably not gonna happen. NATO membership doesn't. Oh yeah, I know NATO membership doesn't prevent war like that. But what I mean is that Turkey is an ally of America, or they're a NATO ally. So I don't know that they would I feel like if they tried to go to war with Israel, they would end up with a lot of shit. But I mean, if NATO or if Turkey is watched or whatever and goes in there, Article 5 would probably get shot down. Well, isn't Israel in NATO? If Israel, I think Israel's aren't they? Or are they not? They can saber rattle. Oh, okay. Israel's not in NATO. Okay. Yeah, I know Turkey is. For some reason, I thought that Israel was, that maybe they wanted to join or whatever. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I know Turkey's in NATO. Yeah, Israel's a major non-NATO ally. Oh, yeah, Funky Tortoise says, no, they are not. I don't believe they are until it happens. Bibi hates Erdogan. Yeah, I feel like that would, I think Israel is going to have a lot of say over which countries' troops are allowed into Gaza, or which countries are allowed to be part of this. And if Bibi doesn't want Erdogan part of this, then he's not gonna. And because Turkey is not an ally of Israel, I think that Egypt and Jordan are a lot more likely, and the UAE maybe. Yeah.
Innocent people and starving them and killing them. And remember, these are the same people who, a few months ago, were openly talking about we're going to take over Gaza, we're going to own Gaza. This is what Trump said, and we're going to put hotels and casinos on the beach. He was tweeting AI videos of a golden statue to him in the middle of Gaza. And what people need to realize is that's what they actually want. That's what they actually want. And he's not some neutral actor. That's the other thing. The idea of him as this neutral.
Yes, we know he's not a neutral actor.
Where he comes in and he's, right down the middle, and I'm going to take some of the points of the Palestinians and some of the points of the Israelis, and I will work out a real compromise. It's are you kidding me? First of all, he's blackmailed by Jeffrey Epstein and Mossad.
Oh my God.
That's the first point. The second point is he took $100 million from Miriam Adelson, who is a big money, Israel lobby donor, and her quid pro quo is that you need to let Israel annex the entire West Bank, which they're in the process of doing now, by the way, even though Trump said the other day, I'm not going to let him do it. I'm not going to let him do it. It's all bullshit. It's all kayfabe. It's all nonsense. He's doing this for the headlines of, look, he's being a peacemaker, but this is going to be just like every other fucking scam he ran, where, he makes a big show of it, and then everything goes belly up. I mean, I was reading something the other day. He was still pretending that his businesses were on the brink of being wildly successful literally a day before he filed bankruptcy. This is how this man acts. This is what he does. So I just want everybody to wake up and realize none of this is real. He's still a genocidal maniac, so is Netanyahu. They're going to keep bombing, they're going to keep killing. I wish it wasn't the case, but it is the case. And I just need the media not to be... It's the Fell for it again award thing, except this time it would be Fell for it again for the 128th time. So I need you all to wake up. I need you all to realize the reality of the situation and understand we're dealing with the Hitler of our time in Netanyahu. And
oh my God. Nazis!
And the world's most brazen con artist in Donald Trump. So don't give him the fake headlines of peace in Gaza. This is yet another fake peace deal, and the Palestinians yet again will be screwed, and we need the world to step up and the world to intervene.
Oh, wait, Miriam Adelson. Sorry, right. Donors.
That's what we need. We need the UN to get it together. Embargo Israel. Sanction Israel. Don't do any more trade with Israel whatsoever. Listen to Gustavo Petro, as he said, we need to get a UN army in there to keep the peace and to stop Israel from massacring innocent.
Yes. I'm sure that is exactly what... What? Yeah, okay, but I guess like, and then we just pretend that Hamas doesn't exist. All right.
people, right? So that's what you need to do. None of this like bullshit to try to appease the world when it's just all fake.
Kyle is smelling the fall of Hassan is taking up the mantle. No, he's always been like this. This is he's always been like this. Yeah, it's that this is always like Kyle is pro Houthi. He thinks that the Houthis are right, and yeah, this is what he does. Okay. Where the hell is OgreBoy? Oh, Funky, you sent me something about who is this person that was killed? Obviously, I'm not going to show the photo on stream. Salah al Jafawi. I'm not even going to attempt to. Was shot and killed by unknown gunmen in Tel Aviv or in Tel Aviv in Tel Ahawa in the neighborhood of Gaza City. Oh, this must have been someone Hamas. This is a good showcasing of the ends fighting in Gaza. Don't look at the spoiler picture. I already looked at the spoiler picture, but I mean, I'm not going to look at it on stream. Yes, I've still got time for the Vosh video, Chase. Although he's just going to say the same stuff. It's the celebrating journalist from 710. Oh, he was celebrating October 7th. And then he was by unknown gunmen. Maybe he was killed by anti-Hamas people then. But yeah, so there is still infighting in Gaza. I guess like the only thing, I guess all I can hope for is that like maybe at the end of it, Hamas are not the winners, but I have a feeling that they will be because they probably are better armed. But who knows, really? Who knows? Is that fire person still here? Because I would love to. Civil war in Gaza is going to be bad. Oh, yeah. During a fight between Hamas and a family. Oh, I see. Chase stopped the parasocial Vosh obsession. Yeah, honestly, Chase, like I feel like Vosh is just gonna say the same shit that Kyle just said. I don't want to like just watch the same stuff. I'm just going to message. He has cats though. Wait, did Vosh get new cats? Because I thought that all of his cats were gone. Which obviously is sad. I quite liked his cats. His cats were adorable. I think it was Pigeon and Artemy, and I think Pigeon was yeah, and then he also had, oh no, Pigeon was the hairless cat. Oh, is the new one in the video? I know you watched that video, Chase. Maybe I should like call Tuton lol. I haven't yet. Oh my god. Please don't make me do it. Um, down with occupation, up with revolution, free Palestine. Oh boy, no one is buying it. It's all a show for more land grabbing. Imagine building casinos and strip clubs on top of thousands of children's skulls. Truly disturbing timeline. Who will go there is a monster. Jesus. My stomach hurts over Gaza. I'm sick. Ugh. Ugh. Okay. Okay, guys. Yes, what happens? Yes, I agree. What's happening in Gaza is not good, but yes, Teuton. I mean, I don't even know if Teuton is around. But sure, I can poke him. I can attempt to continue my potential de-radicalization of Teuton, maybe. Hold on. Where are you, Teuton? But why? Teuton is never going to actually reform. He's always scampering about. It's not worth your time. Listen, Mina, it's content. Would you ever debate fascist fajita? Fuck no! I already told you, I don't want anything to do with that guy. That guy is crazy. Why? Why would I do that? Like, he's just an insane person. There's no reason to talk to him or to give him any attention whatsoever. I will absolutely not talk to fascist fajita, no. But I do think that, yeah, it's like, Teuton conceded that Hassan abuses animals. There's hope, maybe. No, fascist fajita is bad empanada, and I'm not going to talk to him ever. I don't want anything to do with him or like it. Yeah, I have no desire to, Yes, Teuton did flip on Hassan over the dog stuff, but that doesn't necessarily mean that he won't defend him on literally everything else. You know. I mean, I don't even know if Teuton's available. But he might be. I am also in the Discord as well, too. If you guys haven't joined my Discord. Oh, wow, the Nightbot command doesn't work. I'm shocked. Whatever, there's a link in the description. Oh, wait, it did work. Hey, nice. There it is. It just is a bit slow on the uptake. Yeah, I'm just waiting for, because I kind of want to look at this. After Operation Guardian of Walls, the Sword of Jerusalem battle, as Hamas calls it, in May 2021, the Hamas leadership, led by Yahya Sinwar al-Sinwar, leader of Hamas in the Gaza Strip, began planning a campaign to realize the vision of the destruction of Israel. Talking to BE will never be worth the harassment. Props to Loner for putting up with it. Yeah, I agree. It's not worth the harassment. And there's also like no point. Cause like he's just a psychopath and he doesn't care about the truth. There's no reason to talk to him. And all he's gonna do is just like make up lies about people, because that's what he does. Like Loner won't talk to him again either because he just lies. Like honestly, I might disagree like profusely with him, but at least OgreBoy is a nice dude. Like at least he's not like an asshole. He's like incredibly uncharitable, but he's not like a huge dick. In addition to the Hamas leadership's strategic coordination with Iran and Hezbollah, Al-Sinwar personally participated in planning the terrorist attack and massacre carried out by the organization's military wing. A document handwritten by Al-Sinwar in August 2022, which was found by the IDF in the Gaza Strip, detailed his instructions from the deceptions in the weeks before the invasion to the conduct of invasion itself, based on the understanding that the Israeli defense measures along the border would not be able to stop waves of attacking terrorists. Yeah, Funky, do you know about like these guys? The Mir Amit Intelligence and Terrorism Information Center, or any of the other Israelis in chat who are not Avi, who is conservative? I just want to make sure, you know. Yes, yeah. I mean, to BE activism is getting angry on Twitter. No idea who they are. Oh, okay. Yeah, well, apparently this is something. It looks like they're like a think tank at the Israeli Intelligence Heritage and Commemoration Center. Are these? Hold on. Israeli Intelligence Heritage and Commemoration Center. Thank you, Google. Oh no, they are an Israeli website, .il. Is it going to load? Oh, okay, good, they are. Wait, I'll look up that institution in Hebrew. Okay, sure thing. Thanks, buddy. Very helpful. Terrorism Information Center. Oh, they're not live anymore. According to the document, El-Sinwar kept the plan secret from other terrorist organizations operating in the Gaza Strip, intending to involve them only in subsequent waves after Hamas had secured control of Israeli territory. I've heard about this before, that he actually thought that he could capture parts of Israel and like hold it. El-Sinwar expressed his confidence that the Hamas offensive would lead to a multi-front campaign involving Israeli Arabs, Judea and Samaria, oh God, ugh, and East Jerusalem, as well as an invasion of Israel's north by Hezbollah. This we already knew. I remember this. He thought that this was going to happen, and it didn't. Did you see the insane Alon Mizrahi guy claiming that Hamas was moments from victory? No, but I'm not surprised. Was he just another crazy Qatari dude? Or, I'm sorry, Qatari? Qatari? Yeah. Was he just like, or like, I'm sorry, was he another crazy dude who's in Qatar? Oh my God. Oh no, you're sending me World of Cats stuff? Oh no, Chase. He's a token anti-Zionist Mizrahi Jew. God damn it. And pro-Hamas too. That's kind of insane. All right, hold on. Little slot break. Social.
Chat, what does that mean? What does that mean?
What do you mean, what does it mean? It says right there. Libtard. Socialists. Oh, hell nah.
Guys, what am I?
It means you're a liberal X2C. Congratulations.
I don't understand it. centrist, balanced, moderate, progressive. So I'm a centrist on all and left on the libtard scale. I'm okay with that. That's max win. I maxed out. Guys, I fucking maxed out. That's actually max win. I'm centrist on all and left.
No, you're not centrist on all. You're centrist on the economic axis.
On the good shit. What the fuck do I care? I don't give a fuck. That is a goat. That is the goat. That is the goat. I'm sorry, I don't give a fuck. Get some good stats.
He was raised in Israel, but later left because he could not be here to live there. Oh, he's like Katie, I see. Why does XQC always look like he sits in a very unsustainable way? I think it's because like of his because that you don't see the chair behind him, so it just looks like, yeah. I mean, he could be sitting on the floor for all we know.
Right there. Yo, 58% is centrist?
What?
Read social liberalism. Ideological matching is a work in progress and is much less accurate than values and axes. Social liberalism.
Seriously?
Liberalism endorses social justice and social services, mixed economy, and expansion of civil political rights.
Based.
As opposed to liberalism, limited government, and okay.
Based.
United Kingdom. Interesting. Guys, is that good? Guys, is that good? What do you mean no, man? Whatever, bro. I don't care.
Cool, I guess. Funky, did you find anything? Why does X? Yeah. Oh, yeah. You already asked. Oh. It seems to be. Oh, okay. So you think so? It's legit, is what you seem to be saying. Okay. Well, you know what? That's I accept. A central part of the document is dedicated to the psychology of the attack, with al-Sinwar's explicit instructions to document Hamas terrorist operatives indiscriminately slaughtering civilians, trampling soldiers' bodies, burning residential neighborhoods, and blowing up tanks. Wow, this guy, what a great dude. The documentation of the atrocities was intended not only for internal use, but was planned as a psychological tool to shock and terrorize the Israeli public and send a message of power to resistance, quote unquote, operatives in the region. The document shows all al-Sinwar's control over all details of the invasion as it was carried out during the early hours of the attack on October 7, 2023. In ITIC assessment, al-Sinwar was not content with a large-scale terrorist attack or with sending a message, but aspired to a complete strategic change on the ground through prolonged physical control of command centers, communication hubs, and IDF bases to leverage Israel's initial confusion and establish a new reality before the IDF or the international community could respond. Yeah, so I do remember that. Hamas regarded Operation Guardian of the Walls, May 2021, or the Sword of Jerusalem battle, as Hamas calls it, as a major achievement for the movement and the defeat of Israel, as reflected by statements by Hamas and divine victory for Hamas. Operation Guardian of the Walls. I'm a little more 2021 Israel-Palestine crisis. I am exceedingly hesitant to make use of this, but I'm going to anyway. The Unity Intifada. Major outbreak of violence that mainly commenced on May 10th, 2021 and continued until a ceasefire came into effect. Guardian of the Laws, yes. On May 21st. Marked by protests and police riots, rockets. The decision of the Israeli... Oh, eviction of 6 Palestinian... Oh, it's... Okay, it was the Sheikh Jarrah stuff. Okay, yeah. Yeah, because they wanted to... They decided to kick people out. Palestinians threw stones at Israeli Defense Forces on May 10th, according to Israel's Channel 12, Palestinians threw stones. Channel 12 is the normal one, right? They're not the crazy one. Well, I know Channel 14 is the crazy one. Yeah, okay. So they're like Israel's version of like, I don't know, like CNN or actually probably more like BBS or BBC or, you know, or like, except they're, I assume, not state funded, but yeah. Okay. Protests around the world, as well as official reactions from the world leader. Yeah, I vaguely remember it when this was happening. But I don't think that I was watching Loner as much then when this was going on. Actually, I don't even remember. When did Loner start streaming? When was his initial... Did he stream in 2021? I feel like that was not the case, but maybe. Okay. Leftist IP bingo. All right. So yeah, all right. So let's go back to this. So I guess like Hamas thought this was a major achievement. Campaign proved that the vision of the destruction of Israel, to which the movement had adhered since its founding. As a result, al-Sinwar began promoting military plans for a decisive campaign called the Promise of the Second Time. Hamas documents found by the IDF forces showed how al-Sinwar planned the campaign in coordination with other members of the quote-unquote resistance axis, especially Iran and Hezbollah. Hamas documents found by IDF forces showed how Sinwar planned the campaign. I thought that he didn't tell them about this, or did he just not tell them when he was going to do it? I think maybe that was it. Sinwar drafted 3 possible scenarios for a multi-front confrontation, even though he acknowledged that in the end Hamas would have to manage without Iranian involvement and only partial involvement by Hezbollah. Yes, that war does seem like a distant history. It absolutely does. Another document found by the IDF was handwritten by al-Sinwar on August 24th, 2022. It presented Sinwar's detailed tactical and strategic plans more than a year before Hamas attacked on October 7th, 2023. If you speak to BE, you might get thrown with a DMCA. So, yeah, no, I'm not. I am not. I have no intention whatsoever of paying any attention to him. As far as I'm concerned, he does not exist. And then promptly ended by security. Oh, this was blown way out of proportion back in 2021. People say it was like a civil war, but it was like a 3-day protest that devolved into a little civil unrest and then promptly ended by deploying security forces to mixed cities. Okay. Oh, yeah. So it was like, so because it was stuff that happened in Israel proper, it was protests in Israel proper, and this convinced Sinwar to think that if he did a thing, it would mean that that he would get like support from Palestinian citizens in Israel. Okay. Yeah. Which was, yeah, yes, that obviously that is exceedingly stupid. The IDF carried out, okay, the plan to invade Israel. The IDF carried out an investigation into the perception of the pre-October 7th, 2023 threat of an attack from Gaza and Israel's response. The results showed that in the assessment, the IDF and other security agencies, Hamas's capabilities to conduct a large-scale invasion of the Israeli territory were limited. The assessment relied on an overconfidence on the strength of the barrier built along the border security fence, and on a combination of intelligence and defensive firepower that was considered sufficient to repel mass demonstrations or a limited raid attempt on the border. Even given force reductions due to IDF constraints, IDF spokesperson, Israeli media, blah, blah. Okay, yeah. On the other hand, documents reveal that al-Samari identified the IDF's weak points, and his instructions were meant to exploit them to maximize quote-unquote achievements, especially in the opening stages of the attack. Yeah, they just weren't prepared because there were thousands of people that streamed across the border, like way more than they thought. Lulling Israel into a false sense of security. Long before the attack, al-Samari instructed his men to carry out military simulations in the Gaza Strip, but stressed that they should appear to the enemy as routine and thus not be perceived as actual preparations for military actions. In that way, al-Samari thought to blur the real movements of Hamas operatives, especially near the border fence, and to create a false impression of normal activity. In late August and early September 2023, several unusual events took place near the Gaza-Israel border, including protests near the security fence, during which rocks and explosives were thrown at IDF forces and attempts were made to climb the fence. Wow, I did not know about that at all. In addition, tractors and heavy equipment were seen leveling the ground and clearing access routes, allegedly in preparation for the reestablishment of return camps for demonstrators protesting the continued siege of the Gaza Strip and demanding the return of refugees to the lands from which they have been uprooted. In retrospect, the events were consistent with al-Samari's instructions to intensify activity near the border. Oh, okay, so they thought they were just going to do another Great March of Return thing. Pull me in if you want some comments on that. Oh, sure, absolutely. Hold on. Oh, yeah. I'm just gonna, hello, I'm just gonna give you perms so you can come in here whenever you want.
Ooh, thank you.
Because you're like part of the podcast, dude. Yeah, so Chad, this is Funky Tortoise. He is a former IDF duder, and he was on our little panel. Where is the, I'll just, yeah, VIP, there you go.
Thank you. Yeah, I just want, like, what you said there about they weren't expecting like so many people in. I remember in 2016 was in like my reserves, my like active service, and we used to train for an invasion, but it was like at most 90 people and like 3 kibbutzes attacked, and that's what the IDF was like prepared for. That was like the nightmare scenario, like 4 points of entry with 90 people, something like that.
Oh, so you guys, yeah, so at no point was there ever a thought that, like, Hamas would stream across the border with thousands upon thousands of people?
Yeah. It would, like, there was so many warnings, but people were like, that can't happen, and people didn't believe it.
Yeah. Were you serving when October 7th happened?
I was called up on October 7th. I was there, like, during the fighting on October 7th. I arrived there around 1 p.m.
1 p.m. That was they were still holding kibbutzes then, weren't they? Hamas. I think it was a couple of days. Yeah, that they were.
We were the first reservist battalion to arrive. We were the ones to liberate, like Barry.
Oh, Barry. That was I know there was I think a lot of terrible things happened there, if I recall correctly. Although a lot of terrible things happened at all the kibbutzes, but that Hamas was in for. I think
that's one of the famous ones. Yeah, Barry's one of the famous ones.
Yeah, they were there for several hours, weren't they?
Yeah, there was a hostage situation in the mess hall of the kibbutz, and yeah, it took us like coming because I was part of like an armored battalion, even though I'm infantry. It took us coming with tanks to clear Be'eri. It was so fucked up there.
Hmm. Oh yeah, geez, that is a lot. If there's like, um, how
Yeah,
many
Chase. It's close to the Nova. We had to like after we left there, we passed through the Nova as well.
how long were Hamas forces like in Israel? It was, what was it, 48 hours?
We, after 4 days, we declared the all clear, but that was after like we had to like search like every bush in the area and shit like that.
Oh geez, yeah.
To make sure no one's there. No one really knew. But speculated that the last ones after 3 days, some like stayed, but they were like dehydrated and they didn't have food, and they were found and like surrendered themselves after a few days. 'Cause they didn't come prepared to stay for long.
Okay, and those were the people that were taken into custody by the IDF. Yeah, like the ones that were after the ones that were
Yeah,
arrested. Yeah.
yeah. After like the first day was very intensive, so I doubt like a lot of prisoners were taken, but like after control was taken back, the priority was to take prisoners, like interrogate them about the hostage.
Okay. Yeah, that, because like my understanding is that those prisoners are going to be released as part of the hostage exchange deal. Um,
I think yeah, the 150 or so life sentence prisoners, it's gonna be out of those people. Yeah.
okay. Yeah, they also mentioned something about women and children too, but I don't like, there weren't women and children taken on October
It, it's
7th, were they? Or
it's not only the detainees from there. I don't know. I don't think women came. Maybe some like 15-year-olds something. But from October 7th until today, Israel has like the IDF has detained a lot of people. I don't know, trespassed on like their territory in Gaza, and like took them for interrogations to see if they know anything about like hostage locations. I think there's like hundreds of detainees since the start of the war until now.
okay,
They're probably going to be released.
okay,
Yeah.
that makes sense. Okay, yeah, that's oof. Well, actually, yeah, it's good that they are going to be released, because I don't like. I guess like they just kept them detained even though they didn't charge them with anything, which is like the thing that
Yeah. Yeah. That's the thing the security forces do a lot.
administrative detention. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, nobody was expecting this. Was there any reason given at all for like why nothing was done when the alarm was sounded, or was it just overconfidence because they just never thought? Like my understanding was that there were I think women who were watching the Gaza border who raised the alarm that something fishy might be going on, and then they weren't listened to.
Yeah.
Or
Like weeks before they noticed irregular activity. The night before, the IDF intelligence noticed like a bunch, like hundreds of SIM cards being turned on, Israeli SIM cards in the Gaza Strip. So they expected some things. They just didn't believe. In their defense, I bet they get like a lot of these kind of like um I don't know, like I'm not don't want to call it like false flags, but they get a lot of these kind of indicators, and it turns out to be nothing. But this time it turned out to be a big thing, I guess. Yeah.
yeah, because I mean, I guess like the like they got the same sort of stuff from Hezbollah, but with Hezbollah, like there wasn't although they didn't
Yeah.
underestimate Hezbollah either, is my understanding that they like they but they
They
underestimated
underestimated the Hamas.
Hamas.
Like a few, like 4 days before October 7th, I think 5 days, they moved like an entire battalion to the West Bank. I don't know. They like completely underestimated Hamas and were like, no, the West Bank is more of a problem.
Yeah, that's very, yeah, obviously that's incredibly unfortunate that's did anyone, I think, has anyone like been fired or punished over this? Or although I mean obviously a lot of that's hindsight, but yeah.
The officer in charge of like the Gaza division, he was relieved the same day because he fucked it bad. He
Hmm.
he broke down and couldn't handle what was going on, and it took time until the chief of staff understood that he's like not fit for command and dismissed him and replaced him with someone else. So, yeah, he was gone. The chief of staff isn't there anymore. He retired, so it's a different chief of staff now.
Oh.
And the chief of the intelligence unit said that after the war ends, he'll probably retire. Because he takes a lot of the responsibility. He's actually a decent guy. Like, no, I take full responsibility for this. I should have known that some shit like this would happen. Unlike BB, who would never accept any responsibility.
Yeah, BB has taken no responsibility, eh? Not a single. He hasn't.
Yeah, not a single.
Okay.
Not a single. He blames the head of his boss. Like, no, it's all the army's fault.
Oh, yeah.
Yesterday, the chief of staff gave like this semi-victory speech where he like congratulated the soldiers and thanked them, and he was like jabbing and giving snide remarks at the government, like on live TV. Doesn't happen.
Yeah, that's not really surprising. Oh, on that note, do you think that in the very likely event that Hamas starts to drag their feet on disarming and like continuing on with the parts of the deal after the hostages are released, do you think BB will try to send the IDF back into Gaza? Do you think like he could he do that? Or I mean, I know he could do that, but like, do you think that would go? I feel like that wouldn't go over very well. My understanding is that like
that wouldn't go over very well at all. No, and the reservists are sick of it. Like, he knows the reservists have like political power here. Last time during one of the Lebanese wars, like reservists were so sick of how the government was treating them and like the war that they banded up and formed a political party that actually got like 6 seats and like fucked up the whole political system for an entire cycle, just because they were fed up with the war, and like half of the reservists now don't want to go back anymore. So it's tough.
Oh,
It's not gonna be easy for him.
Okay, so it's very possible then that like if he tries to start the war up again after the hostages come back, then that's just not going to fly at all, and he will not. It would be politically unfeasible for him to do that, because that's what I was thinking that he probably might want to do. But
yeah, I don't know if he wants to do, because I think he's been looking for some off ramps for a while. And this is like, but he still wants to claim victory, so that's why he didn't do it until now. Is this like was Trump giving him an opportunity to claim victory?
Yeah.
Alongside ending it, so I don't know if he's eager to start it up again. But,
okay, yeah, because my suspicion is that like Hamas aren't going to leave unless they are forced to leave, but I don't necessarily think the Israelis should do it. And there's also like you have pointed out, there's a bunch of infighting going on in Gaza right now, so I don't even know what's going to happen with that.
Yeah, it's hard to tell. They pulled up like the date for the hostage release. Apparently, it's going to happen tomorrow morning. So
yeah. Yeah, that is hopefully that does happen. And I hope that occurs. I think like people are celebrating out in the hostage square in Tel Aviv. Avi is saying it is possible that this would break up the government. I don't know. I think Avi is probably more right wing than you are.
No, read the one he said before that.
There's a reservist political party right now, but not popular. Oh yeah, I was going to ask, is that political party still around?
So it goes on and off, because when the reservists don't like get called up a lot, so people just vote for different parties. But it's such a hassle on like the 400,000 people that get called up each war, on their small business owners and families and stuff, that they usually like unionize and go into politics just to combat that. So, and it's a different party, right? It's not the same one.
Oh, okay. So they make a political party each time. Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
When it becomes clear we're going back to status quo, that's I mean, I guess that like from the outside looking in, it's very easy for somebody like me to look at it and say like, no, don't go back to status quo. That something has to be done to change things, so we don't just return to this endless cycle and then October 7th happens again or whatever. But at the same time, like I imagine, like obviously for you guys, it's incredibly exhausting and fatiguing, and so like after 2 years.
Oh no,
Yeah.
I hate the status quo. I don't want to go back to it, but that's like BB's thing, right? That's his selling point. So it's just like reality of what's gonna happen.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, that's oof. Okay, so but hopefully he'll lose and then maybe somebody else will do a better job at like not keeping like the exact same status
I
quo and maybe changing it
yeah.
to something else.
I,
And
I hope so very much. I'm kind of black-pilled about him ever losing until he like gets too old.
oh
But
no.
maybe the polls right now show that Naftali Bennett might be beating him in the next election. We'll see when it comes. Because BB has to go like tricks and magic that he does each election cycle. The problem is that he's a right-wing guy as well, right? He's like kind of like a pro-West Bank settler movement dude, and he's not the best. But the on the brighter side, in order to form a coalition, he has to like sit with like the most left-wing groups in government. So there'll be like BB has Ben-Gvir and Smotrich. So if Bennett wins, he'll have like left-wingers doing the same thing of like having disproportional power in his coalition.
Yeah. Okay. That sounds like a much better option than the
Yeah,
yeah. And Ben-Gvir and
yeah.
Smotrich will probably not win re-election at the next thing unless BB wins again. Is that correct?
Smotrich is not passing like the bare minimum requirement of votes in any of the polls right now, but Ben-Gvir is. Ben-Gvir is probably his party is probably going to stay for a while.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's good. Oh yeah, Yergolan will be in government with Bennett's help. That would be nice. And I think some of the
Yeah,
Arab
yeah.
parties too as well. Yeah, like maybe.
No, he's not gonna do this time. That's like last time he beat BB with Lapid. Then he perceives that even though that's not really true, but he perceives that the coalition broke up because they sat with the Arab parties and they think that after October 7th, that's not even viable anyway. He has now in the polls, he has enough seats in the proposed anti-BB coalition to do it without any.
Oh,
Um,
okay. Well,
I'm registered for Erdogan, by the way. Go volunteer for his campaign. We'll see.
oh, based. The Democrats they're called. Yes, his
The Democrats, yeah, the very silly name he picked. But yeah,
it's like it just makes me think of the American Democratic Party. But hey, you know what?
yeah,
Based, I suppose.
based.
Yeah, that's good. Uh, yeah. So, I mean, does this report contain any information that you were not aware of, or have you like looked at this already? It looks like they translated the Arabic notes here, which is nice. But
No, it like I didn't really get into like the reasoning Sinwar had, but I knew that this is how they think. It's very like obvious. Like think about it like this: everybody is saying now that like BB's phone call to Qatar is one of the biggest reasons, like the apology, why like Hamas is suddenly Trump can like have hold on BB and make him do things. So it's not like far-fetched to me to say Sinwar like looked at a bunch of like Israeli Palestinians protesting and was like, yes, let's blow this out of proportion and and think that is enough for us to like retake Israel.
yeah,
If
that
Hamas is going like one apology is enough to show that like Trump has hold of it. So we'll see what happens.
yeah, that's crazy. I mean, I always thought that was pretty insane as well too. That he thought that like the Palestinians in Israel were going to rise up because like it was just like was it when you said civil unrest like was it like peaceful protests that got out of hand or um
Well, it started like in like Sheikh Jarrah and then people took to the streets and it started like there, wa- there was a lot of like fighting on the streets like on day 1 and 2 between like right-wing Jewish people and like Israeli Palestinians that were like, no, get out of East Jerusalem and Al-Aqsa, and there was like fights broke out. I don't recall anybody getting seriously injured, but I might be wrong about that. But it like compared to I don't know the March of Return, like anything else that you can think of in the Israeli-Palestine history of conflicts, it was like the smallest blip on the radar. Never imagined.
yeah. Okay, so it wasn't actually like I mean, I'm assuming Hamas must have been involved. Like, did they do stuff like in the West Bank, or like did they shoot rockets into Gaza or into like Israel during this? because it sounds like from in here that Sinwar, yeah.
Maybe look it up. I
Okay.
don't call any, but that wasn't the point. Like maybe Hamas and Gaza were like, oh, this is an opportunity to galvanize the people, so let's shoot some rockets. But that wasn't like the point at all. It was mainly like people barricading themselves in Al-Aqsa and throwing rocks at police that started the whole thing.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Israel, Gaza Strip. Oh, okay. So there was stuff with Hamas. 80 to 200 militants killed. The afternoon, so Hamas gave Israel an ultimatum to withdraw its security forces from both the Temple Mount complex and Sheikh Jarrah by 6 p.m. When the ultimatum expired without a response, both Hamas and PIJ launched rockets from the Gaza Strip into Israel. Some of these rockets hit Israeli residences and a school. Israel then began a campaign of airstrikes against Gaza. By 16th of May, some 950 targets had been attacked, demolishing completely or partially 18 buildings, including 4 high-rise towers, 40 schools, and 4 hospitals, while also striking the Al-Shati refugee camp. Additionally, at least 19 medical facilities were damaged or destroyed by the Israeli bombardment. By 17th of May, the United Nations estimated Israeli airstrikes had destroyed 94 buildings in Gaza. Okay, and so on
Oh,
and so forth.
I remember this now. So what happened is that chief of staff, that was the same chief of staff that was in October 7th, he called up like, and he did this like to fake out Hamas. He called up like 200,000 reservists as a fake out. He sent them back like the next day or something, just like and like gathered a bunch of like IDF around Gaza and like made it seem like they were going to invade. So Hamas like jumped to positions and they showed like where they are, so they used that to pinpoint and do an air raid instead of an invasion, and then they sent all the reservists home.
Okay. Oh, this was when the Al Jazeera offices got blown up, or not the Al Jazeera, the Associated
Yeah.
Press offices got blown up. And because I remember this was back when I watched Vosh, and I think I remember him talking about this. And of course, he did so in the most ridiculous way possible. Yeah, that I recall correctly.
Yeah. There was like a lot of commotion in Gaza was caused, but like inside Israel, like it was like wasn't very much a thing.
Okay, so yeah, there was a bunch of stuff that happened in Gaza, but Hamas blew what happened in Israel out of proportion, and they thought that, yeah, all right, that makes sense. It's
Exactly.
interesting to see like where that came from. But yeah, okay, so inside Israel itself, and then all right, yeah, so that's interesting because I had forgotten about that. Because there's so many things that happen. I think so. Yeah, there was that, and then there was and then I think prior to that, I think there was like Castlet and Protective Edge. Although I don't remember which order those are in, but I'll have to look that up later.
That was way before.
Yeah.
Like the Veg is 2014, Cast led is 2009.
Okay. Yeah, that I figured that was so. There really was like a long period of time, where like there wasn't really much of anything happening apart from this in 2021, like in terms of Israel actually like bombing Gaza, and like
Yeah,
clashes.
that's why Israelis and Bibi thought that Gaza was sold right before October 7th. Since 2014 until 2025, that was like the longest like period of time of like relative quiet from that. Like they didn't even take the March of Return that seriously as like something that will hinder like Israeli security in the future. They didn't take that seriously.
Oh yeah, and then there was the Great March of Return. That was in 2019, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's wow. Okay, interesting. Avi Kane says in chat he's alluding to judicial reform. Who is Bennett or Golan?
I don't think Golan is.
Yeah, when he says he's alluding to what happened to did Bibi actually push through his judicial reforms?
No, he didn't manage to. That was like the biggest failure of his. we still elect judges the same, and they don't have like the power to overrule the Supreme Court. That was the big two things that people protest about. So.
Yeah, I remember that. Avi's saying Golan is alluding to it with Democrats. I don't know why you put that in quotation marks. I know you're conservative, Avi, but geez.
Yeah, with the name, like the reason he named is leading to judicial reform. That seems interesting. Claim. I don't know.
Oh, that's what he's trying to
I know
claim.
what.
The
Yeah,
name
the
of
name of the party. That seems like a little bit of a reach to me. Go read on their website what they're all about. Like he says, I want separations from the Palestinians. I want like to reconcile with our allies abroad. That's essentially what he says.
Separation from the Palestinians? Like what is he means like
That is a left-wing Israeli coded to saying two-state solution.
Oh, okay, fair. Yeah, because you
Yeah,
can't say that otherwise.
yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, all right. Yeah, that's what Golan wants. What does Bennett want?
Bennett wants to build more settlements in the West Bank.
Of course he does.
What he wants. But he's a more like institutional guy. So he's not like Bibi where he would just like step over, and if he doesn't have like the full support of the nation, then he'll do things that are still very egregious. So if he does seem, because he might be hiding his power levels, but he does seem to be pushing like this, like in all his new speeches, unity lingo, like we have to come together and reconcile, and we can talk about our differences later and stuff like that.
Oh, okay. Well, obviously, like at this point, I almost feel like anybody is better,
It's better
than
than BB
BB.
by far.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Fuck
by
yeah.
far, by
Just it would just be nice to and hopefully if BB loses, that means he's going to prison, right? That's what everybody says, right? Right, Copium?
Copium. Well, actually, like people like have this talking point about this war that he's like doing this to prolong the trial so he won't go to prison, but that's actually not very true because a lot of Israeli reporters have alluded that it's already on the table that the prime minister of Israel, which is not another prime minister, the president, which is not the prime minister, his name is Yitzhak Herzog, he has like pardoning power. He already put it on the table that if Bibi wants, he'll pardon him from all of the corruption wrongdoing, with the condition that he can never run again for prime minister. But he's not taking that. That's like the hearsay that like a lot of reporters will say. He's just a megalomaniac that likes being in power, I guess. I don't know.
Oh damn, that's interesting. Okay. Well, I mean, you know what? At least Herzog's not gonna like be crazy corrupt and just pardon BB just to pardon him and then let him keep running so that he can stay in charge forever.
Oh no! It's to heal Israel because there are a lot of people, a lot of like those like institutional people in power. They're afraid that if we go too strong against BB and they like sentence him to like jail and stuff, then he'll galvanize his like base and some civil war stuff. So they wanna find some middle ground. Like get out of our lives. It's okay to go to prison.
Okay. And BB does, I guess BB does have some substantial portion of the Israeli public that makes up his base, like, or does he have no support left? Or
No. In all the polls, he has like at least like 22 seats, and each seat last time was around 40,000 voters. It's different each election. It's based on the total amount of voters, but divided by 120 seats. Right, 20 out of 120. That's like a fifth. So a fifth of the population is his base. Currently.
let's see what I can find. Opinion polling for the next Israeli legislative election. Israel election opinion polls. Israel's opposition. I don't know what this website is. Although I don't know how, like, obviously anything that you're looking at is going to be in Hebrew, which is probably going to be better.
A lot of them are translated good. Well, this one, what is that? The Kid? It didn't really spell the names of the parties right, so I don't know.
Yeah. Okay.
But
Let's maybe, I feel like Wikipedia is probably going to have opinion polling for the next Israeli election seat projection. Can you not just show me polls, guys?
well, I'll look for one.
Oh, okay. I mean, this is at least somewhat up to date.
The date on that?
Uh,
Oh yeah, this one's good. I know this one. Okay.
yeah. This is like, so like Likud
But
is the dark red. NUBW is the lighter or the lighter blue. Oh, but okay, they've shot down now.
I don't know what is that NUBW?
I don't know. Oh, maybe that's what's his name? Benny Gantz's coalition, although I think he stepped down.
Yeah, it's not. It is the Benny Gantz bulletin.
Yeah. Is Shas Ben Gavir's party?
No, Shas is the Haredi, the Mizrahi Haredi.
Oh, right. Okay.
They're gonna have like a baseline. It's not gonna change.
Yeah. The Dems are here, I think. They're like dark blue. You know what?
It still calls them Labor and Merits here, but they joined and formed the Dems. So this might be out of date, and this might not even show Bennett. Wait, I'll look for.
Okay, hold on. Yeah, I would like scenario polls.
Yeah, exactly. Scenario polls is what you need because Bennett hasn't even announced that he's running. It's all like hypothetical.
Oh, okay. What is oh Lazar is the polling the pollster.
Here
Okay.
might have one from the Israeli Democracy Institute of Statistics. Let's see.
Ben Gavir's party is the Otzma. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it,
Oh, these guys in September, that's got like Likud is 24 seats. Oh yeah, this is the
yeah.
current
Okay. This is
government
good.
block and the opposition block. But whoa, okay. Bennett 2026. Oh, it looks like okay, yeah, so the opposition block would still win. For the September, they get 65 seats total. Damn, look at all these guys. Eisenkot,
Well, Ram probably won't be in that coalition. Which is interesting.
Aren't Ram the guys that I keep hearing people like talk about them as like the ones that refuse to join up or do any sort of compromise or support with like I guess the Democrats or the others?
No, that's Hadash. That's Hadash. Ram is Mansour Abbas, not to be confused with the other Abbas from the PA. They're the Islamist party, but he broke like a long, like 20-year tradition of not joining coalitions with Zionist parties to form the first coalition in 2021. It was in 2021 that dethroned Bibi for an entire year, fiscal year.
Okay.
Yeah. And he sat with like the Zionist party. Yeah.
By the way, Chase, I feel like that is slanderous. I very much doubt that Ram is Sev's party, although maybe we all meme about them being his party, but I don't actually know which party. I think
I doubt he would vote for them.
Yeah. Who's the other? Is Merritt's the other one? I don't think they're still around though, are they? Merritt's.
Meretz was Yair Golan. Yair Golan was Meretz. Then he joined with Labor to form the Democrats.
Oh,
I don't think but they didn't keep. I don't think they kept any of the Palestinian Israeli members of Knesset that they have. But Meretz was a Zionist. I call it Zionist party because it was a two-state, like, ethno for Jews, ethno for Palestinian party that had and the only one that had both, like, Israeli Palestinians and Israeli Jews on the same party, except for Hadash. But Hadash is like an anti-Zionist communist party. So
Oh,
those are like you understand why they sit with each other as Israelis and Palestinians, because they're all communists. But yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
Okay. So all the rest of these parties here in this opposition bloc, Ram is the only Arab party in here.
yeah.
Okay. And yeah, I guess there's just like a guess. So Gadi Eisenkot scenarios. Oh, Gadi Eisenkot forms a new party.
He hasn't announced that, but that's one of the scenarios. Yeah.
Oh, he's a general and politician from the Israeli National Party. Okay. Oh, I see.
He's
So
a
they,
better version of Benny Gantz. He used to be the chief of staff. People like him more. He's a little more opinionated and not like a blank slate and kind of
okay.
boring person. Yeah.
All right. So Bennett's party is still included in this, the Eisenkot scenario, and then the Naftali Bennett scenario. Naftali Bennett's new party runs. Okay, well these
Yeah.
are older.
Yeah, but in some polls he gets like 28, which is a bunch. So it's interesting. Like in the Naftali Bennett scenario, they don't need Ram to form an opposition.
How many seats do you have to win, like, in order to form, in order to,
1/60.
oh, 1/60? Okay, I see. So in this particular polling here, from September 10th to 11th here, where you have, yeah, like Ram is 5, which means that they would be missing 1 seat in order to do it.
Yeah, exactly.
That's a bit frightening. Party
Oh, it's
names.
always going to be on the cusp. Yeah, it's like 50-50 split down the middle politics, like America.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I figured as much. Actually, I guess that makes sense because right now it seems like, I guess Israeli society is incredibly divided. It would
Yep.
appear. Yeah. Okay. Naftali Bennett forms a new party. Naftali Bennett's new party runs. Yeah, okay. So then at this point, these guys wouldn't need Ram. Are there any newer polls besides like this September 11th, September 10th to 11th poll here?
What Avi just said in the chat is true. The new party names like allow them to take new loans from the Knesset, but because they haven't run under that name before, it's like a very neutral sum, because the way it works in Israeli politics is that you're not actually allowed to get a lot of donations for your campaign. But there's a fund from the taxpayer money, and it gets divided between the parties based on your performance last time. So the better you do each time, the more money you get for the next. That's how it works.
I see. Interesting. Okay. Labor and Mars trying to, okay, yeah, so these are all old. Well, yeah, I mean, hopefully that that becomes enough and they do it. Although it looks
That's
like
still a year away, so it's going
yeah.
to change a lot. Like these polls, we don't do like election cycles like America. It's all like condensed to 3 months or so before the election. Subject to change.
Yeah. Oh my God. The fucking election. Yeah. The in the United States where they spend like 2 years running for president. Yeah, it's kind of ridiculous. Bennett left Bayet Yehuda with a ton of debt. Oh, rip.
That's his last party.
Oh. So he just like they just got run into the ground with like tons of debt and
He had a replacement. Maybe she was, I don't know, liable for that, but I don't know.
well, that sucks. Okay. Damn, where is OgreBoy? I don't know if he is coming back.
Oh, this was fun. I'm gonna let you continue.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Thank you very much. Thanks for the input. That was good information there. Thanks.
No problem. Call me up, whatever you like.
Yep.
You do.
Yeah. Bye. Okay, chat. Goddamn. Don't know what I'm quite hungry. I'm trying to decide what it is that I want to do now. Because I was kind of expecting that I was going to debate OgreBoy this afternoon. But he is offline now, so I suspect that he actually did go to the gym. So I might not get to talk to him until tonight, maybe. Play Hollow Knight? No, I'm not gonna play Hollow Knight. I don't even own that game. If I'm gonna play more stuff, if I'm gonna play something, I'm probably just gonna play more of the cat game. But yeah, I don't know exactly. Like I did poke Teuton, he did not show up. And I don't think that there's anything else going on in Loner Chord. That fire guy is gone. Eat turkey dinner. I am going to look over the rest of this later because this is super interesting, but I don't know. I might oh, we've only been going for 2 hours. Yeah, I thought that OgreBoy would be here and then his debate would carry the rest of the stream. Because I don't really have anything else to talk about at the moment. And I'm not really interested in like just reacting to like random slop. Yeah, I mean, if OgreBoy comes back, I probably would fire up the stream to like debate him. Or yeah, like I probably should have just said, come on in when he messaged me. And now it looks like he did go to the gym, so my suspicion is that yeah, probably shouldn't have done that, but you know, trying to think what else could we do today? I mean, I could play the cat game, I suppose. Or I could play some Overwatch or something like that. I think those are basically the only 2 games that I can definitely confirm will work well. Or also Expedition 33 probably, but you know, yeah, I think I probably will just come back. I'm just gonna come back later tonight. Yeah, I think I'll do that because I wanna make some food. I started way too late. I should have started much earlier today and just had OgreBoy on, but I will remember that for timing purposes. Cause I am pretty tired. Which is unfortunate. So that's like been a really short stream. Don't worry, Kalinda, you do you. Yeah, you're right. I think I will do that. And maybe when I come back, because I imagine Hutch will probably be done streaming then, and I don't know if anybody else is gonna be live. That people are watching, so maybe I'll come back and then I'll ping Loner Chord if I'm gonna debate OgreBoy, because I think they would probably appreciate that. Yeah. But okay. Because yeah, there's like been a bunch of stuff that I do need to look at as well too, and yeah. Or some other stuff that I do want to look at before he returns, so. And if I don't debate him today, then maybe I'll debate him next weekend. Either way, right now the plan is to stream tomorrow, and the plan is to stream the next day and the day after. Oh, hey, Bill Clockwell, sorry that I am, basically probably going to end now. But I will definitely, I'm going to go live later. And yeah, I think I'll probably go live later. Oh, hey, Spider started streaming. I need to figure out, redirects because I don't know how to do them. And it looks like YouTube changed the entire thing. So the Venezuelan Nobel Prize winner credited it to Trump. Wait, did she really? That's really funny. You can drop something in stream suggestions for that. And like, yeah, if I come back like later tonight, then I'll do that. Maybe I'll come back and just like play video games until OgreBoy comes back. I don't know. But yeah, we shall see. Or maybe I'll only be gone for an hour while I have dinner. Who the hell knows? I'll let you all know though. In any case, thanks very much, guys. Thanks for stopping by. Have a good one.